Are you able to hear me? Right. So the first level we have seen the kind of projects you'll be having with respect to your machine learning. Okay. AI and ML. Not all are ML based, but the first kind of projects are which projects, man? Can you tell me? Tell me. Can you just repeat? Decision making. Okay. Decision making projects. Don't forget. In decision making, how many types of algorithms we can apply? We said decision trees are the first level. Second, neural networks. The third is reinforcement learning. Are you clear with the differences? The basic idea. Now, just keep that idea, man. Okay. Implementing them is our responsibility. The next kind of projects, once you are done with your decision making, understanding the fundamental algorithms and all those things, then your next level scaling is visual perception. Now, visual perception projects are the advanced level, you can say. Generally, people have seen students doing projects in a randomized way. Don't do like that. Have a clarity first of all. So visual perception projects are nothing but these are projects which have the ability of artificial intelligence to interpret and understand visual information which is in the form of images and videos. Okay. All projects that have the ability of understanding the images and understanding the videos, and through that they can give you some intelligent patterns or intelligent information, they are called as visual perception projects. The most influencing areas, I'm only talking about influencing areas of visual perception projects can be what? Facial recognition, object detection in photos, and medical image. Now, facial recognition, I think it's something which is very simple project. But object detection and medical imaging, they are very, very important. And medical imaging projects are really the demand. Am I clear? So, if you say that, visual perception, and imagine in your, I've seen resumes of people keeping 3 plus, 4 plus of basic career, okay, basic experience in AIML, or people having some 10, 15 years of core IT experience who transformed and they have worked in 1 or 2 years, keeping projects like identifying cat and dog and something else, dog and donkey. Now, these projects, they don't really impress your interviewers when keeping these resumes, they say, sir, I'm not getting calls. Even if you get a call, will he ask you how you'll detect a dog and a donkey? No, his intention is something different. So say like you got a call from a company like Nokia, man, say like the company which is basically from any kind of mobile systems. He's saying that when I project my camera has to identify the objects with respect to their visual perception. Okay, object detection, simplest project. You speak anything, they may take you. How did you do? But medical imaging projects, if you are keeping, don't you think that they definitely expect you to have some domain knowledge on that side? Catch up where you fail. Many people say like, I've done my A and ML, but my resume is not getting shortlisted. It depends on the kind of projects you keep. So how exactly these visual perception projects will work? Without your knowledge, if you're an electronics student, you could be understanding these things if you have done in your electronics and communication engineering in your school, in your engineering colleges, man. So you're designing one artificial intelligence system that has the intelligence of image processing intelligence, that is digital image processing intelligence, algorithms that are existing, those algorithms you're applying onto the AI systems. Plus, you need to understand correlations here. To understand correlations in the data, we discussed already one kind of algorithmic field is applicable. What is that? Can you just tell me? Field, what we have already discussed previously, which can apply correlation behind the objects to make it think more intelligently. Neural networks. So it's a combination of digital image processing techniques along with the neural networks to identify patterns to visualize. One simple thing I'll ask you. You are doing digital image processing projects when, okay? Detecting this object, that object, or anything you kept in your resume. Now, I'm asking you certain questions on digital image processing and you're not able to give that. Why I should really consider that you can be part of the projects in my medical imaging or anything? And you're not trying to tell me, I'm not finding anywhere at least one project in neural networks that was part of the decision making. I never found in your resume at least one project that is basically speaking of neural networks that can do the job of decision making. Then technically, how I should believe that you have been working in visual perception projects with deep understanding. Catch out your mistakes, what you generally do, and finally make complaints. Now, people do not want this internal and in-depth construct. Now they are talking about what? Generative AI. What is there in generative AI? Man, you need to use the corresponding APIs and think of customizing where any problem you have, you throw it onto one generative AI engine. Now, slowly, that is the one big market that is getting generated. Your Chat GPT is there, your Gemini is there, DeepSeek is there. You have Copilot. So many things will come in near future. Now, whenever you are trying to work with the construct, you are submitting the data there that is giving you the state of the information in some kind of level of data set that is analyzed through the API. You are trying to do some extra level of process that can be done using some tools. Okay, you're depending upon chat GPT or some kind of these engines for the sake of intelligence. When if the world is not developing those things, what you can do, tell me? So how many times you are a core programmer? The other side of the world is always there. Don't worry. Okay. Application side world, if any product is developed from that, many people will get ready to develop applications using that product. So visual perception, if you say that you are good enough, you should be definitely good in which area of the algorithms, mean image processing techniques plus neural networks. But if you are not an electronics and communication student, can you really go deep into digital image processing techniques? Now, I don't say that you please sit and start learning DSP now as a subject. So at least what you should know. Tell me at least what you should know. You should know the libraries that are already available with a language you said you are very perfect, which has an implementation intelligence of digital image processing. Now, I'm not telling you to learn neural networks from the scratch. If you try to learn neural networks from the scratch, that itself will become only neural networks will become technically 3 months of course. Digital image processing, another 3 months of course. Decision trees, another 3 months of course. In this way, if you take all the algorithms of machine learning, your life is not sufficient. You learn those constructs as a concept, when to implement, practicality when you will do. So at least the libraries that are provided in Python that you should be in a position to have clarity. Are you getting me? So why you need to know Python is the only language currently available in the world which has very deep libraries available for the sake of implementing these AML projects with fastness. In near future, some other language may come. Who can say that it may not happen? The basic line is clear to you. If you want to be good in visual perception, now using this digital image processing techniques and neural networks, what are the key techniques that are implemented? The key techniques that are implemented is convolutional neural networks. Your general neural networks goes into an advanced state called as CNN. Are you getting me? Which is a specialized neural networks which is applied only for processing images. Is that point clear to you? People say I've used CNN techniques. Now, why I should ask you directly on CNN techniques, man? I'll first ask you on neural networks. You're not answering neural networks effectively. I'll never even believe you have done with CNN. Now you're selling me, sir, I have a project in my resume. You see, projects, what is there, man? Today, you can get project directly from internet very easily. Be very clear. So that is the reason we will share Python self-learning videos to you. Actually, we should not do that. But we will share the Python self-learning videos of mine. You should complete and keep them ready by the time I put some programs. Maybe if I find that tomorrow I have to discuss some program with you, I'll discuss with you to the relevance of the topic. Now, having Python is generally essential. Sir, how much of expertise? See, experience and expertise has no limitation, man. At least the basic understanding. Now, once we share our self-learning videos, you should start on them very quickly. Okay? Trust me, I'm telling you. See, there are many institutional standards which will say that you don't need anything, you can work. No, no, no. How you can think of writing programs or anything without having clarity on that? There are many number of virtual labs, man, where you can drag and drop and you can think of coding. But I don't think that will do any justification to your career later on. The second kind of key technique followed is computer vision, which is called a CV. Computer vision is a field which technically focuses on enabling machines directly to see and interpret the visual world. Means as a human being, when your eyes are seeing, they can understand this is a tree, that is a road, this is a building. That kind of constructive intelligence, if we can give to the computer, then that world is called as computer vision. Am I clear? If this computer vision world seriously gets into the research of implementations, when the statistics are saying that in next 10 years, mostly we can have solutions for blind people who can see the world and they can start enjoying exactly like you. If you have been part of my C++ like sessions long back, if you are my student, in those classes, I used to tell my students, there will be a world when people implementing C++ programming to its area of neural network intelligence, the world will change. So, computer vision is the next level of CNN. Am I clear? Through your camera can capture the construct of the world and it can try to tell you. Already computer vision is happening, man, with machines. How your self-driving cars are able to drive on the roads without having computer vision, tell me. So only if it is having computer vision only, it can understand the obstacle, what type of obstacle it is, yes or no? So try to understand. Don't think that the world is not existing. It is existing, man. It's not your satellites are using this computer vision technique almost all since last 30, 40 years itself. For common man, it is new. But in space research, is not the satellites are doing this. So nothing is happening today. When people are thinking AI is today, AI has come to the common man's level today. It is there in scientific coding long back itself. If computer vision is not there, technically how your ultrasound machines are working in medical systems, ultrasonography that is done on the pregnant ladies, how exactly the doctor is technically trying to understand what's happening in the womb of the mother and the status of the child. So we need to think at the common level now. Okay, try to understand these things. Therefore, what are the algorithms that can be implemented in visual perception? Now coming to the actual algorithms. If suppose you're taking convolutional neural networks area, it itself is one kind of algorithmic area, man. Okay, CNNs are itself one kind of algorithm constructs. Once you come into the CNN, many times students ask me, sir, are we going to learn deep learning and not? See, these are very catchy, I say fantasy words in the market, man. Okay, people do not know where it is applied. They just use it. You say, I'm learning AML. One of your friend who doesn't even have a exposure to AI, you say, just ask whether deep learning is taught or not. What is there meant for your satisfaction? I'll say yes. But what do you know about deep learning? How you know I'm teaching deep learning? So the day when you are using CNN means if I say this implementation we are doing using CNN, that day you are understanding that it's a class of deep learning neural networks, which is specifically designed for analyzing visual data such as images by automatically learning spatial hierarchies of features. You in your resume for eye-catchy construct, you said like I have worked with deep learning and kept one project saying that this is deep learning project. I'm asking you, can you tell me the area of the algorithm what you have used? And you're not opening your mouth. Are you not really proving that you are dumb in that particular process? And people generally make a complaint. I uploaded my resume, I'm getting calls, I'm not getting selected. Gentlemen, this is not as simple as please write a select statement to get the employees from department 10. Or it's not as simple as telling please write a program in Java that can basically add two numbers. Not to discourage you, I want to make a fact very clear, because if the facts are very clear, who will stay, who will go after the demo sessions will be clear. All that scrap, if it is eliminated after the demo sessions, I will know very clearly who is existing and what best I can discuss with them. So don't just come simply like that. So you say you have done a deep learning project, then definitely I will ask you algorithms on what? CNNs. Now, how CNNs will work? CNNs will be working in neural network. I was using one word, man. Can you recollect and tell me? Neural network algorithms will work on one particular aspect. What is that? To gain the intelligence, they work on one particular aspect. What is that? Can you tell me? Not exactly training, Ajay. No, not exactly fitting. Don't forget such kind of terms I use, okay? Number of layers. Am I correct? They don't learn in one layer. They start implementing the things in multiple layers. Layer by layer, they become intelligent. Yes or no? So convolutional neural networks, whenever you are implementing, they will be consisting of layers. Here also layers should be there. And each layer will try to become intelligent to the next layer by one small term I used. What is that? Can you tell me? In neural networks. So are you understanding the problem now? Everything when I'm discussing, you will feel you are really understanding, but how much you're remembering. Okay. That's very important here. So we said that from one layer to another layer, whenever you are working, neural networks is which particular category of area of AI? At least can you tell me that answer? Neural networks is which particular part of the area of AI? Decision making, decision making. To make any decision, you need what? To make any decision, you need what? Input data. Okay. Yes, yes. China, decision means what? In general terms, can you tell me? Filter. Yes or no? So from one layer to another layer, if you want to increase your intelligence, then definitely you should have a filter. Do you agree with me? The same thing here also. They apply filters between the layers, or these filters in CNN, we call them as kernels. Okay. Is that point clear to you? So apply filters or kernels on the input image and then capture the local patterns. Capture the local patterns like edges, textures, shapes. There are multiple different number of localizing patterns in visual imaging. Those all areas of algorithms internally, they get applied from digital image processing. And finally, one layer will come, which is the most intelligent layer. Is that point clear to you? So your filtering doesn't mean that it is X is greater than Y or Y is less than Z. That kind of filtering will not happen. Your filtering is totally a different concept. Are you catching me? Now, once the first part of the applying filters and local pattern identifications are done, then identified layers are followed. Now, means one layer is identified by filters and then the patterns, whatever is there. Then it is followed by what? Pooling layers to reduce spatial dimensions. And finally, fully connected layers for classification or prediction tasks will happen. And finally, it will say, this is the object. The day when you can make a dog and a wolf images when they are given, and you can differentiate and tell very clearly which is a dog and which is a wolf, your convolutional neural network has gone wonderful. Okay. Is that point clear to you? So CNNs are advanced criteria of what? Neural networks. Is that point clear? So you need to just catch up only for fundamental idea I'm giving you. So like a CNN can be used to classify what an image exactly contains, whether an image of, whenever you're giving the image of an animal contains a cat or a dog, passing cloud contains density of water, how much density of water for prediction of rain. Today you watch very carefully, man. One very common term is there among people, cloudburst. Yes or no? Why this term was not there long back? Long back, only one term was there. What is that? Rain. Normal rain, heavy rain, drizzling, that's all. But today, nobody is using heavy rain. They are using what? Cloudburst has happened. Means today we have such kind of CNN implementations in weather forecasting projects. It not only checks where your cloud is there, it can even calculate the density of water that cloud contains. Depending on that, is not your meteorological department is giving you orange alert, red alert, green alert like things. And even before the rain is about to happen, is not the departments are telling you how many centimeters of rain will be there? See the beauty. So a medical image of an X-ray contains any abnormality of tissue or not. Really wonderfully interesting. So what are the steps of implementation? There are three levels, man. In three levels, CNNs will be completed. Okay. The first level is the network detects low-level features like edges and corners. Means the edges of the object and the corners of the object are first studied. Then the second level will be implemented. In the second level, the network considers high-level patterns. By understanding the edges and corners, it will now understand the pattern and fixes the shape and textures. Means the shape is made clear. This is circle, this is square. So it will get some idea about that shape and texture. Once the shape and textures are clear, then the third level will come, which is the final level, makes a classification based on these particular patterns. Minimum 3 layers. Okay. Now, within each level, if you can increase the number of layers, don't you think that there is a chance of deep understanding that of that image can take place? Today, you have CT scan machines with images which can give you more than 16,000 slices of one particular human brain salesman. The more the number of slices you do, the more information the doctor gets. That's how they are saying that in near future, we will be in such a kind of world. If you are taken a brain scan at the age of around 7 or 8 years, the system can tell in how many number of years you could be having aneurysm problems or brain tumor problems in your brain in advance. The same thing is getting applied. I don't know whether you have been looking in the news very recently. The doctors are saying that we have very clear information about the images with respect to the cancer cells. In another 1 or 2 years, they are saying that without having any medicine, we can directly attack these particular cancer cells at the root of their area without damaging the original cells in the body. And 3 days back, I've studied one medicine article which says that they are working on one research where can we convert these cancer cells into the normal cells once again. What a beautiful world of medicine we can have in the coming days because of AIML, guys. In and around you, what you're seeing is not AI, man. Okay. AI is something that is happening in a different way at different levels. So, what are the fundamental constructs you can identify here as a node? Depending on the level of accuracy to be achieved, the number of levels can be increased, as I told you. Okay. At least how many levels? 3 levels. These levels are called as layers generally. Okay. So when you say you have worked with neural networks or you worked with convolutional neural networks and you sit for a very good company, he never even asks you what is the project. He says like how many layers you have followed. Depending upon the layers, what you say, he will understand the kind of architecture you have used. Working on your personal machine, you say that I applied 50 layers, gone. Because with 3 layers itself, your machine will suffer, even if it is having a GPU. Got it? So the layers, when you say they are increased, he'll ask you more questions on what? Filters. Because each layer is one filter. Is the point clear? So he'll never ask you just layers and leave it. Once you say the number of layers, he'll say, please explain me what are the different kinds of filters that have been applied for each layer. Your project is looking too wonderful, man, but you're unable to answer these questions. I'll only understand that you know the algorithms of AI and ML, but practically you have not applied them seriously. And I mean, serious projects you have never done. You kept some projects that what world is speaking. So get ready. Now, what are the fundamental advantages? The first advantage is automatically learns relevant features from raw images because layers are there. Layer to layer, it's happening with self-learning or not. It is very excellent in tasks like image classification, object detection, and facial recognition. Now imagine these 3, why I'm repeating, I'll tell you. Okay. The same 3, did I repeat once again in neural networks or not? Now try to understand why I'm repeating. You said that you have done some image classification project, man. And I'm asking you technically, what is the kind of algorithm you have implemented? You said neural networks. I'll understand that you are a very basic level programmer in machine learning to neural networks. You said CNN. Then my expectation has increased. I'm thinking that is really a deep learning guy. Then I'm asking you certain questions. You are unable to answer them in the deep learning perspective. Then automatically I'll understand your project was not in CNN. Are you catching how quickly we can catch you when we are asking algorithms? We don't need to even ask you questions on programming. Remember that. There are many students, they give a list of algorithms, man, but they don't know where they get applied. That application is important, gentlemen. According that at least 20% good information. There are disadvantages with CNNs. I'm not denying that. For neural networks, we said one disadvantage. What is that? Can you recollect and tell me? Come on. Large data set. The more the data set you give, the more. Here also the same will have. Neural networks itself is having that issue, means here number of layers are increasing. Don't you think that you need more data sets here? The more size of the data set. Now, for neural networks, because the data sets are very huge, it faces one more problem. We said, what is that? Computationally, it needs more critical architecture. The same thing will happen here also. And not only that, CNNs can never work on your personal machines at any point of time. They need very high performance computing engines with cluster based architecture. Purely cluster based. Mean they need which kind of platforms? Can you tell me? Big data platforms. Big data platforms, definitely with data engineering aspects. Now we are shifting into cloud. Now in your cloud, simply I'll ask you one question. Can you tell me the machine configuration that you have taken for your CNN project in the cloud? You said, I'm asking which cloud you use. You said AWS, let us say. I'll simply ask you what is your machine configuration? Your whole story will come out. Is that clear? Be careful, be careful. Just because you said cloud, he will not leave you. If he's a person sitting in front of you who has been part of the project very properly in implementation, the question can go any side. You'll never even think that your answer you gave with the kind of cloud was not able to make you get your job. You can't even imagine that. Your project is real-time implementation project or it is in the labs in research, you can catch very easily with these questions. The second kind of algorithms we set for visual perception is what? Computer vision, CV. CV is one kind of algorithmic implementation. This is basically nothing but it is a field of artificial intelligence which has the ability to make the machines to interpret and understand the visual world. And understanding the visual world, it can extract meaningful information from images, videos, or real-time camera feeds. This is mostly used nowadays in law and order departments. In the immediate level, I can tell you, okay, law and order department and traffic signaling system, they are using CV very effectively in many countries. And slowly they are even, India is also improving in certain states and certain cities with this. This concept only I told you yesterday, China is thinking of keeping robotic traffic policemen. Already in US, Tesla is making some kind of experiments to see that can they have robotic, what I say is monitoring police jeeps. Means today you have police department where 3 or 4 policemen will sit in a vehicle and they'll be going on rounds around a particular place. Yes or no? But how much they can really concentrate on the surroundings of the placement, whether any activities taking place or not? Do they have that ability? No. The current situation is what? The police jeep will come with a big siren and different kinds of lights, and people automatically run away if they are doing any mistake. Yes or no? And depending on the body language of the people in and around, they can understand something is happening. Else, they will also go away. If suppose the criminals are more intelligent, what will happen? The criminals will behave like ordinary citizens. Can the police people catch hold of that? No. Now, Tesla is doing research. Already, they are in negotiation with the American government to implement these vehicles in certain cities. They are already done with the project and as a testing phase, because these projects have to be tested in reality. So they are now asking American government that please give us permission for releasing these vehicles. But American law strictly says that you catch hold of a person who is not guilty, then police department will be sued immediately. So those laws are there. So they're now asking like, just let us go with the law and can we make any changes and we can use it in certain areas. If that is coming in near future, do you have any patrolling vans from the police departments having physical polices sitting in that particular van? No. And can we make multiple different cameras to be rotating on the van in multiple directions and take a broader vision of that particular location or not? Many things are happening, man. Many things are happening. Some questions are there. How this robotic police can take the charge of arresting, on what basis they will arrest, and if suppose something goes wrong and it becomes more violent, and if hit and shoots are taking place, how the law will get applied. If a real policeman is doing the mistake, you have currently the judiciary system which will make you stand in the law and then you should face the judge. But if it is a robotic process, can you take a robot and jail that robot? No. So these all things are in questionable areas, okay? But it will happen. But it will happen. Be careful, I'm telling you. So this is very important. And some retail outlets are planning some kind of mechanism. Like you are giving your orders today on Zepto and some kind of apps that are there to get your products. Yes or no? Actually, this request goes to the nearest Zepto center, or what kind of apps are there? I don't have clarity because I don't go for these online purchases mostly. Don't you think that the nearest go down, you have somebody who is there who will pick up your products, keep them in a basket or cover, and he'll send it through one person? Yes or no? China is working on one project, man, which is automated delivery system. You make an order, the system in nearest retail store will take it. You don't have any human beings there. A drone will be there with a camera that it will start moving in the retail outlet store. And then it identifies the product what you have ordered to the product that is there in the shelf. It picks up that and it keeps it in the basket. Means auto picking up, human beings will not be there for that work now. And that zone directly delivers that particular product to you to the nearest delivery station, whatever you pick up. And in China, they are now trying to construct apartments in such a way that they have a drone delivery cluster at the top of the building, where in the cluster they will divide the sector in such a way that if your flat number is XYZ, that particular box will be there. It will drop that in that particular box and it will move away. And you will be sent one OTP or identification number. And if you go and if you open that box, then only it will give you that product. They're already in the process like that. Imagine the kind of projects other countries are doing. We Indians have to develop a lot on this thought process. Are you catching me? Don't mistake me. I'm a pure Indian man. Somebody sitting on the other side, don't curse me now. Okay, sir, you're giving best examples of other countries only. We don't have these examples getting implemented here. Therefore, I have to give you examples of other countries only. So just imagine the kind of layers with which they should work and what kind of systems of computing they have. how it fundamentally works. Computer vision systems use algorithms. Can computer vision work without CNNs? No. So CNNs are part of it. Are you getting me? And other models are also there to process visual data, recognize objects, and detect patterns. So computer vision projects or systems, they make full sense. Finally, they make sense to visual inputs in a manner similar to human vision. You may not believe me when Japan is working on some projects where very soon they are about to give you a robotic friend. You will find in near future, as you order nowadays some product, you came from your office, you are diligently very different in your thought process. You're thinking that you want somebody who can share your pressure. You just will have a gadget. It reads your neural system, understand the pressure, what you're fundamentally having. Because of a pattern of social media discussions and all these things, what you do when you're very pressurized, what kind of reels or what kind of stories you will see, this pattern will be there from your social media availability. And if you make a fundamental request, the nearest center will send a robot that can just speak as per your frequency of requirement at that stage, keep you in a better mood, and you leave. It's a contract based. Sir, will these projects will happen? They're already doing researches, man. If not today, maybe next 30 years, they will happen definitely. But are you entering into those projects or not? That's your criteria. Don't ask whether they will happen or not. In AI, how anybody can say it will happen? You should get into it. Happening, not happening, future will tell. But people are thinking, no, people are thinking like this. So just try to understand nearest to the human vision, almost all, we are all to one level, man. That's what I said. Blind people, they may see the world in very nearest future with the intelligent cameras that will connect to your brain cells. Finally, vision is something where your brain is recognizing. The eye is sending only the image. Eye is not recognizing. Eye has no recognition capability. Eye is acting like a camera lens. Brain is actually the component that is telling you this is this object, that's that object, because you learned what is that object either in your education, academics, or from your parents. If your parent has told you, showing a tree, they told you it is an elephant, and your teachers also said the same thing. Will you not say it's elephant only? So try to understand this. So you can go with many projects in this one. The best projects that are already there in the market, I told you, but just for a construct of slide, I'm telling you, self-driving cars, which are basically having intelligence of recognizing road signs, lane markings, pedestrians, other vehicles. We have advantage, we have disadvantage in this. So allows the machines to perform tasks that require visual recognition. Okay. Has wide-ranging applications in industries like healthcare, automotive, retail, much of areas they are implementing. There are disadvantages. What is that? Require significant computational resources. The kind of machines, huge data centers we need. The moment you talk about huge data centers, one part of the people will come onto the roads. Who are they? People who fight for the environment. Environmentalists will come. They say, oh, data center will eat this much of water, that much of electricity, this much of heat will be generated. Okay, find alternative for research once again. Once again, that will make you get into another level of researches. Now, what is the level of accuracy? This is always a question in computer vision projects. Why? Because your accuracy is always impacted by visual noise, unwanted information, low quality images. Your quality of the image is wrong, is not perfect. Change in lighting conditions. In different direction of the light, the image can change its perspective. Am I correct? This is one more level of type of projectsman. So do we have any projects higher than this? Definitely yes. That is the area where I'll just concentrate in tomorrow's class. Feeling interested? So let's see, man, what's the next type of category of projects that are existing in AI and ML. You will fit and you will work for which level only your practice will tell. But on every area, I'll be covering. Okay. On every area, I'll be definitely covering. Now, finally, making yourself fit into which particular area is purely your choice. Are you catching the point? So if I'm discussing an algorithm, I have a reason for that algorithm. Am I clear? Be very sure about. So I'm not going to just discuss an algorithm normally. Therefore, until full preparation is not done to see that you are ready for machine learning without learning AI, I will not take you into any particular construct. Remember, okay? So no one day single overnight wonders will happen in my classroom. Catch hold of that. Keep that spirit, keep that energy. By the time we are catching you, Venkat Krishna neural networks from the scratch, if you start learning, you are interested. The engineering books that are there for the second or third years of electronics and communications and computer sciences, guys. No, sir. I just want to work on the project level thinking. You just leave it on my shoulders. Okay. Definitely, Zamir. Got it. And all self-learning videos will be done, shared into your particular Google Drives or anything. Once we finalize this batch, who is in, who is out after the demo sessions, man. Okay. Got it. And you need not be very strong in your Python, man, but at least if I show the program, you should be in a position to catch hold of the code. That level of Python, if you practice and keep it ready, by the time I come to the actual coding, in between, I may be showing you certain code. Don't get feared and worried about, oh, this much of code. Don't worry. Whenever I feel like here, I can show some program that motivates you, the way you should think on the construct and uh, preparation to AI ML, then I will show. Even if you're not understanding, listen to the order of the code. Okay. Environment and everything I will discuss once I come to the area. Got it? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yeah, math is part of it. But if math is not there, how I can teach you AI? AI can never be learned without understanding math. No. Math, how you should understand, Suyesh, I will tell you. Don't worry. Okay. You'll be getting your notes by order in digital format, man, in PDFs. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Once again with you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.